I knew something was wrong the second she grabbed the perfume she never wore around me. Not the everyday one. Not the one she used on date nights. No, the one she used to keep boxed, saving it for a special occasion. And apparently tonight was special. She stood by the mirror, adjusting her earrings, smiling a little too brightly when she noticed me watching. "I'm just going out," Claire said casually. "Just a quick night with the girls." But girls' nights didn't require the expensive perfume. They didn't require the careful curls in her hair, or the red lipstick she once said she saved for when it really matters. Still, I said nothing. I didn't want to be the insecure husband, the controlling husband, the husband who imagines things because he's scared of losing her. But fear has a way of sharpening your senses. When she grabbed her purse, her phone slipped out for a split second. Screen lighting up. A message preview. Same plan as before? From a name I didn't recognize. And my stomach dropped. Before I could speak, she'd already snatched the phone and tucked it into her bag. She forced a laugh. Spam message. So annoying. But her hands were shaking. And spam doesn't know your plans. I followed her to the front door, trying to steady my voice. "You're meeting Emily and them?" I asked. She avoided my eyes as she slipped on her heels. "Yeah, dinner, maybe drinks. I'll be home late, so don't wait up." She said the last part too fast, like she just needed to get out before I questioned it, before the truth slipped through the gaps. And something inside me, something tired and bruised, finally whispered, "Ask her. Ask her now. Don't let this become another night you pretend not to see her drift away." So when she reached for the door handle, I said the words that changed everything. "Claire, who are you really meeting tonight?" She froze. Not dramatically, not with a gasp or a gasp of guilt. Just froze. Her shoulders stiffened, her fingers curled. Her breathing hitched just enough for me to notice. Then she turned around slowly. "What are you talking about?" she asked, but her voice wasn't defensive. It was scared. "You've been different," I said quietly. Distant, jumping at texts, hiding your phone, leaving the house with excuses that don't match. "I'm not accusing you of anything, but I'm not stupid." Her lips parted, maybe to deny it, maybe to lie, but nothing came out. So I added the one sentence she didn't expect. "If you're going to see someone else, I'd rather hear it from you." She looked at me like I'd ripped the floor out from under her. The silence felt heavy, like we were both standing at the edge of something we couldn't step back from. Finally, she whispered, "It's not what you think." But the way her eyes glossed over said it was exactly what I thought. She leaned against the wall, exhaling shakily. "I didn't plan for this," she said. "It just happened. I felt invisible for months. You've been tired, stressed, always working. And when someone else paid attention, I held up a hand. I don't want excuses. I just want the truth." She swallowed hard. "I was going to meet him tonight, just to talk. I swear." My voice cracked before I could stop it. "Is he the one who texted you?" She nodded slowly, guilt pulling her shoulders inward. A quiet ache settled into my chest, not sharp, not explosive, just a heavy weight of disappointment. I thought of the night she turned away from me, the random new clothes, the sudden laughter at messages she wouldn't show me, the arguments about nothing, just so she had a reason to leave the house. All of it added up now, and it hurt, because it meant she'd been halfway gone long before night. We sat on the edge of the hallway bench, a few feet apart, but feeling miles away. She wiped a tear with the back of her hand. "I'm not in love with him. I don't even know what I want. I just didn't want to lose myself." "And you didn't think you might lose me?" I asked quietly. Her lips trembled. "I didn't think you cared anymore." That one hit deep because she wasn't entirely wrong. I had been distant, exhausted, buried in responsibilities. But distance isn't betrayal. A gap can be bridged. A lie destroys the ground between you. "What now?" she asked, barely above a whisper. "I don't know. I admit it. But I can't pretend everything is fine. And you can't keep one foot out the door." She nodded, tears falling. "I'll stay. I'll cut him off. I'll do whatever you want." But I shook my head. I don't want promises made out of panic. I want honesty. Real honesty. If your heart is somewhere else, you need to face that. And if you want us, we rebuild from the truth, not from hiding. She covered her face, sobbing quietly. We didn't say anything for a long time. Finally, I stood, walked to the door, and unlocked it, not to let her leave, but to give her space to choose. Claire, I said softly, whatever decision you make next, make it with a clear conscience. Not fear, not confusion. Truth. She looked at me through tears, lips trembling, and whispered, I don't deserve you. Maybe she didn't. Maybe she did. But betrayal isn't a simple equation. It's a mess of love, flaws, and loneliness. I stepped aside. The night air drifted in, cool and quiet. She didn't move. She just stared at the open doorway, then at me and whispered, I want to stay. If you'll let me. I nodded slowly. Then it starts with telling him it's over. She took a shaky breath. I will. And for the first time in weeks, she put her phone in my hand without hesitation. Not proof, not victory. Just a beginning, fragile, cracked, uncertain, but honest. As I closed the door behind us, I realized something. Healing isn't clean. Trust isn't automatic. Love isn't always enough. But sometimes, choosing yourself means demanding truth, even when it breaks something. And sometimes, choosing each other means rebuilding from the moment everything fell apart, together or not at all.